This is Living Power with Dan Hurst.
And then the fourth thing to do when we're to live again, we've looked at removing the obstacles, expecting negative circumstances, focusing on the glory of God. Then the fourth thing is, in verse 43, I love what Jesus says here. When he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." Here's how I define this. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. You know, I'm always amazed at this. It's a critical element of learning to live again. All of the previous things that we've talked about are not enough. They're important. They're critical. They're part of the foundation of what we have to do. But at some point, you have to pull the trigger. When you are where God wants you to be, follow through. Follow through. I've served in a number of churches, and I'm always amazed at the mentality. It's I call it church culture. It's like, you know, we plan, we're praying, we've got all, you know, this is where we're going, this is what we're going to accomplish, and now we're trained, we're going through all these training sessions, and boy, we're all ready, and then we don't do anything. We don't pull the trigger. We know that God wants us to do this, but we don't pull the trigger. Why is that? It's a critical element. When you are where God wants you to be, follow through. 1 Thessalonians 5:24 says it this way: "Faithful is he who called you, who also will do it." God says, well, I've called you to this. I'm ready to pull the trigger. I will do this. I have called you to this purpose, this plan in your life. It's time to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Now, you don't want to pull the trigger if it's not time. But obviously, part of that process of learning to live again is that you have to get to a point where you pull the trigger and say, okay, I'm ready. It's time for me to move on.
On behalf of Dan Hurst and the Open Class, we want to thank you for watching. We hope it was a blessing.